Hello, everybody. Hello, folks. Welcome. Welcome to today's daily antidote of song. Thanks so much, everybody, for being here. We're so glad to see you today. Thank you. Thank you. Lots of folks popping in. Love it. Greetings. Hello, and greetings. So hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us today on the Daily Antidote of Song. I am Jill Rossi. I'm the director of the Daily Antidote. Super excited to be here in the room today with Namvula, who's coming in from Oxford, UK. Let's all give a wave up to Namvula. While your hands are up anyway, let's wave to everybody out there on Facebook and everybody out there on YouTube. Thanks for joining us on today's Daily Antidote of Song. We are glad you are here, and we hope you'll come join us every day. For anybody who's new, we're here every single day. Today is, in fact, day 1,682 days of consecutive singing, which is pretty darn exciting. Okay. So hi, of course, to Namvula coming in from Oxford, UK, our song leader for the day. And hi to Nick, who's coming in from DC running tech. Nick is interning with us. Thanks so much, Nick, for being here. Ariana also running tech out of Los Angeles, California. Thanks for being here. Hi to Arlene in Berkeley, California. Hoda coming in from British Columbia. Elizabeth in California. Hi to Deborah in Kentucky. Hello to Nan coming in from Michigan, I think. Yes, okay. And Diane coming in from Massachusetts, Pauline and William coming in from Newcastle, UK, Dory and Ollie in Rhode Island, Susan in Cincinnati, Ohio, Deli in Maryland, Sheila in Florida, Cricket in Maryland, Bonnie in Boise, Idaho, Luda coming in from Victoria, British Columbia, Laris coming in from the UK, Nancy in Washington State, Kathleen in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Sue in Seattle, Washington, Fred in Silver Spring, Maryland, Storm in Massachusetts, Kevin in DC. And on page 2, we have Jane coming in from Texas, Mabel and Bob and Bears coming in from Cambridge, Mass, Anne in Silver Spring, Maryland. We've got Neil coming in from Boston, Carol in Connecticut, Curly Tops coming in from Vermont, Gary in Massachusetts, Caroline in DC, and a couple more folks still coming in, Aloysius in Mass and Kat in Vermont. And here comes Phil coming in from Totnes, UK. Everybody, let's take a deep breath. Yeah, that was really fun, actually. Maybe we should do that again. I saw stretching and breathing. It's a good time right now in our nation to really take a pause, take a breath, make sure you're taking care of yourself. And one of the ways we do that, of course, is by coming into this room and singing with fabulous people like Namvula, who is one of our regular song leaders and hosts here in the Daily Antidote of Song. She's coming in from Oxford, UK, and she's bringing us a song that is, from the sound check end of things, so completely zen. Everybody be prepared to just be soothed for the next X number of minutes. Namvula, welcome. We're really glad you're here.
Nice to be here again. Hello, everybody. Greetings.
Well, what do you have for us today? Can you just tell us, a tiny bit about it and then teach us the part we're going to sing?
Sure. So the song is called Njishe. It's a song that's written partly in English, as you'll see in the lyrics, and partly in my mother's language, which comes from the central part of Zambia, which is in Central Africa. And Njishe means teach me. And so the bit of the lyrics that we're going to learn, which actually I'm giving you a challenge because it's pretty much the only Lenje lyrics in the whole song. So you get to skip the English and be challenged with the Lenje. The bit of the song that we're going to sing says, teach me how to dance your dance. Teach me the words of your stories, how to speak your stories, so that I can dance free. Njishe, so we'll try and say those words first. Njishe. Njishe. Great. So Njishe. So it goes Njishe, Njishe. Let's try that. Here we go. Njishe, Njishe. Okay, then the next bit is wakuimba, lwiimbo, lwako. Let's try that together. Wakuimba, lwimbo, lwako. It may be easier to listen to the words than to try and read them because there's sounds and there's probably extra letters in there that may confuse things a little bit. So so let's try. I'll do the Njishe, Njishe, wakuimba, lwimbo, lwako quite slowly. Here we go. Njishe, Njishe. wakuimba, lwiimbo, lwako. Your turn. Let's try it together. Here we go. 3, 4. Njishe, njishe, wakuimba, lwimbo, lwako. And then you say Njishe, 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 njishe. And I'll sing a little line then that you don't have to worry about. If you feel very brave, you can join me down the way. And then the second bit of it is Njishe, njishe, mulaka ma stories shako. So there's a little English word in there. So mulaka ma stories shako. So let's try that together. Njishe, njishe, mulaka ma stories shako. Njishe, njishe. So the whole thing, I've dropped a little bit, so we'll be a little bit higher than that. So, but it goes like this. Let's try it, the two bits of the lyrics together that you'll sing. Here we go. Njishe, njishe, wakuimba, lwimbo, lwako. And I'll sing Njishe, kwamba, nshane, nkensangalite. Then you sing Njishe, njishe, the stories one. Mulaka ma stories shako. Njishe, njishe. Let's try that one more time. Slowly again. Njishe, njishe, wakuimba, lwimbo, lwako. Njishe, kwamba, nshane, nkensangalite. Njishe, njishe. The second one. Mulaka ma story shako. Njishe, njishe. So we're going to try it a little bit quicker. Here we go. Njishe, njishe, wakuimba, lwimbo, lwako. Njishe, kwamba, nshane, nkensangalite. Njishe, njishe, mulaka ma story shako. Njishe, njishe. Great. So I think, how does everyone feel? Does everyone feel ready to try and dive in? Yeah, great. Okay. Here we go. A couple of explanations maybe about a couple of the words that creep in. Mbuya is grandmother, and Mbawula is the fire, like a coal fire that we burn in a little like a little metal kind of holder. And so we put coal, and we use it a lot to either cook on, because we cook things that take a long time to cook, so it's more efficient than using the gas stove, or to keep ourselves warm. And often we put them out at night. And so this song is a story about a night when I was sitting with my Mbuya, my grandmother, and we were all sitting around the Mbuya, the coal fire. So here we go. Njishe, teach me. Skin like the earth kissed by the rain, Mbuya speaks of rivers gone. Time stands still, her stories fall into the ground. Words like gold, I hold them close so I can sow. Orchards that I can roam freely, know where I've come from. Wander and lose myself, really know where I'm heading. Orchards that I can roam freely, know where I've come from. Wandering, lose. Here we go. Njishe, njishe, wakuimba, lwimbo, lwako. Njishe, kwamba, nshane, nkensangalite. Njishe, njishe, mulaka ma story shako. Njishe, njishe. Let's do it again. Njishe, njishe, wakuimba, lwimbo, lwako. Njishe, kwamba, nshane, nkensangalite. Njishe, njishe, mulaka ma story shako. Njishe, njishe. Ooh. have seen more pain than the world has turned, but they shine with love, and I am lost. Living and gone, breathe inside this smoke-stained room. All is burned, magic is spun into orchards that I can roam freely, know where I've come from. Wander and lose myself freely, know where I'm heading. Orchards that I can roam freely, know where I've come from. Wander and lose. Here we go. Njishe, Njishe, wakuimba, lwiimbo, lwako. Njishe, kwamba, nshane, nkensangalite. Njishe, Njishe, Mbuya, my story shackled. Njishe, Njishe, again. Njishe, Njishe, wakuimba, lwiimbo, lwako. Njishe, kwamba, nshane, nkensangalite. Njishe, Njishe, Mbuya, my story shackled. Njishe, Njishe, vachembele. Njishe, vachembele, hiyo hiye, vachembele, Njishe, vachembele, vachembele, Njishe, vachembele.
Wow, Namvula. That is really, really beautiful. Whew, that holds a really beautiful space and gives us so much to talk about. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I really can't wait to sing that with you again, especially now that we've all had a chance to sort of work through, the differences in the language and the differences in the ways it comes in. Yeah, I'm super excited now. I feel like it will be even more fun. So can we just start basically, especially if there's anybody new who's jumped in, who wasn't here at the beginning, can you tell us about who the we are that are cooking on those stoves and staying warm and yeah.
I'll tell you how this song came about, like specifically about the day, the evening actually that I wrote it about. And also I think why I chose this song. Maybe I'll say the why first. So like I said, the story is about my grandmother, and I often as a person of the diaspora, and when politics are kind of big and immense and there are big and immense things going on, I often feel a real need for something a soothing to myself, just some soothing, and also a real sense of anchoring, and this song does both for me. And so I think I wanted to hopefully share a little bit of that sentiment with everybody in this room, because I just feel like there's always turbulence, but I feel like things are particularly uncertain at the moment, for a lot of different reasons, politically and ecologically, environmentally. And so sometimes just coming back home to the things that make us feel home is what we need. So that's why I chose to sing this song today. The song is about a time when we went back to my mother's village, and I had never been before, and we kind of, it was the rainy season in Zambia, which is, we have extremely heavy rains, and Zambia is quite a kind of savanna, temperate climate. It's quite dry for most of the year, but when the rains come down, they really come down. And so we went to visit the village in the rainy season, and it was a few miles off the road. Now, it probably sounds very exotic, but it really isn't when you're trying to like get somewhere in the rainy season, in a 4x4, and the roads are non-existent. And so we made this journey, and kind of made our way over through the roads, and through these trenches and water, and made it to the village. And there was kind of this ritual, this very beautiful ritual that was performed for me, these prayers that were sent up to the ancestors, because it was my first time kind of returning home, as it were. And then after all the gatherings and the hellos and meeting everybody, the rain again started pouring down. And so we gathered in my grandmother's hut, and she has a tin roof. And so the rain was just pounding on this roof, and it was leaking in a little part of it. And they lit the Mbuya, and the boys had been out drawing the oxen. And so they came in and they were all drenched to the bone. And my grandmother insisted that I lie in her bed and like covered me with her blanket. And then she started to tell these stories. And it was this supremely beautiful moment, but I don't speak her language. And so I didn't understand a single word of the stories that she was speaking. And so it was this really, I don't know. I don't think I have a word in English actually to describe the emotion of that moment, where you feel so close. Then probably in like some other language they have a word for this, you know, where you feel so close and so kind of encased in a moment and so at ease and at home, because it is home, and yet you're really separated because I didn't speak her language. And so that's what the song is about. It's about being and not being, you know. And as someone from the diaspora, this is a state that I've lived in for, you know, much of my life, being and not being. And yet in the not being, you know, really still feeling like language didn't matter, and that there were things bigger and more important than language in that moment, and that the soul and the heart can traverse across language and across these, you know, sometimes what seem like insurmountable differences, and we can exist on a plane of togetherness in a moment that is supremely beautiful, and we are not bound by a word. And it probably doesn't come across in the song, but that was where the song was born, from that moment and that evening. Yeah.
Um, wow, Namvula, so much food for thought. And I'm sorry, but I think it comes across entirely in the song. Like your story is embedded in every single piece of emotion that translated through that song, both before we know it and now, of course, more deeply after we know the actual story in it. Um, and I want to say we've been talking a lot in this room because it is a time of tumult. And when you start listing the tumult, you know, the political and the economic and the climate, and when you start listing it, it feels like there's not actually any place that we're not listing, right? Like, but then you said a word, right? So all week long we've been talking, you know, oh, singing, so is self-care, or you know, eat your favorite comfort foods or whatever. But you just brought up another one that we haven't addressed yet, which is a sense of home. And I want to say that does not have to be a return to your birth home, or, you know, to the memories of your birth home or any other thing, right? It's whatever means home to you in your body right now, and where you can go in your head to find a comfort of home, right? Like a sense that you are soothing yourself by feeling like you are bringing yourself home. And I think that is so central right now. And Namvula, that was completely magical. I'm really feeling like I wish I would have called this week Unity Week, because everybody's coming in with all of the sense of unity. Like, let's talk about how we communicate across borders or across languages or across differences, right? So thank you for, bringing it exactly home today here in the Daily Antidote of Song. So that's a really beautiful story, and we'd love to hear more. Do you have anything more you'd like to add, either about, you know, sort of your experience right now in the world, or your ties to the past, or what you have coming up in the future?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I feel like right now I mean, it's winter season, and I really feel like I want to winter like the trees. And I think the thing that I've been reflecting on is how, um, I was reading this beautiful blog piece called The Marginalian, and she writes about, you know, she's based in New York, and she writes about how, you know, in times of seeming overwhelming darkness and seeming overwhelming kind of the oppression of everything that is everything, how out of these moments in, you know, the the convergence of souls that wish change into the world, um, have the possibility of creating a new now, a new present, a new future. And at the same time, I've been thinking a lot about wintering and how, how the seasons ask us to kind of fold inwards in ourselves and reflect on just what is important to us and give us a bit of space to kind of root, I think, ourselves and slow down. And how, if we can afford ourselves a little bit of like synchronicity with the seasons, we can sometimes find a bit of space um, to to settle our hearts within, everything that is happening, and in the settling of the hearts, perhaps, see a convergence and some sort of like spark of, swelling of a tide. So I don't think I've got. I mentioned that I think the last time about this project that I'm working on to do with memory, which is still very much in its infancy, which I'm excited to be kind of delving into. And I think, I'll probably have more to say about that in the new year. But right now, I think I am really wanting to take care of myself as the days grow darker and the nights kind of extend. And I really want to kind of care for my boys in this time and care for myself. And I just want to extend that same wish to you all. Not all of you will be in a place where we have the autumn and the winter in the same way, but just that, somehow we can find a way to, just like the trees, sometimes we just need to be still and shed the leaves and gather the resources and the energy in order to again. And the stillness is essential for everything that is to grow, and the darkness and the closing in is as essential as, the exuberant possibility of spring. So that's kind of where my thoughts have been.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Namvula. That is just amazing, amazing, amazing. And a great reminder, at least to me, not to look at like the shortening of the days, and the less light and the less sun as being something that feels oppressive, but rather to sort of welcome it as a time to sort of, sink your roots deeper into the ground and not be so much about being out in the world and shiny and bright, but sort of honing back into what will keep us, yeah, growing and deep. So beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think just beyond also just the weather is just what we face as well. I think a similar thing for me, where
Yeah.
I'm like, how do I resource myself to meet what is outside? How do we tend to ourselves? And sometimes we just need to remember. I need to remind myself to be still because I'm a very busy person, and sometimes stillness needs to be a reminder, an active reminder.
I think that is completely amazing. And yeah, sort of what I was trying to say, which I think I did not, is like I'm also a very busy person. And so I sometimes fight the idea of the stillness of the winter. And I try and cram my same long days in, but that notion to not look at it as something that I'm trying to fight or oppose or, figure out how to be my sunshiny self anyway, and just actually pull in and sort of, yeah, it's more self-care, really. It's a season of self-care. And I really love that. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you for all of that. I do want to say that I put a link in for the Marginalian for everybody or anybody who wants to check it out. And as soon as I clicked on it, I looked at it and I thought, like, wait, that's something I totally know. And it's Maria Popova. I'm not actually sure how she says her name, who I think used to do brain pickings, which I read for a really long time and sort of lost track of. And it just feels like the perfect moment for you to have brought that back into my circle, because she was definitely someone who I leaned on in some spiritual and intellectual ways when I found brain picking. So a shout out to Namvula for a reminder of Maria Popova. And I'm really looking forward to exploring the Marginalian. And
Shout out to her because she's really awesome. I don't know her, but I wish I did. She's a person I wish I could, break bread with one day. But yeah, her writing is luminous, and I really find a lot of I find a lot of comfort and also inspiration in her words. Yeah.
Beautiful. So while we're all thinking about home, maybe, and what home means to us, we could all make the imaginary dinner party in our home with the people
With
around the
Mbuya,
table. Hmm?
with Mbuya maybe.
Say that again with what?
I said with Mbuya,
Yes,
with a
with,
coal fire before the
exactly.
sun.
With Umbala at the center keeping us all warm. But like, who are those people out in the world, who are real people? And if we even just focus on the ones who are actually still alive, but you can go whatever direction you want to take this, who are the people who inspire us and who are real people and who we could imagine having a conversation with around our table instead of, through the screen or however else we talk to them or engage with them. So I don't know. It sounds like fun. That's a game I'm going to play today. You don't have to play with me, but I think you might like it. So thank you, Namvula. That was a really, really great way to sort of tie together the whole notion of everything that you spoke about today. And I think if you're up for it, we would love to sing that whole song through again with you. No shortened version.
Sure, sure, will do. And feel free to join in with with the other bit, the line that I said you can skip, but maybe you want to join in. Feel free to be brave and try. Doesn't matter if you um, stumble over the words. Skin like the earth kissed by the rain, Mbuya speaks of rivers gone. Time stands still. Her stories fall into the ground, words like gold. I hold them close so I can sow orchards that I can roam freely, know where I've come from. Wander and lose myself freely, know where I'm heading. Orchards that I can roam freely, know where I've come from. Wandering, lose. Here we are. Njishe, Njishe, wakuimba lwiimbo lwako. Njishe, kwamba nshane, nkensangalite. Njishe, Njishe, mulaga my story shako. Njishe, 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 wakuimba lwiimbo lwako. Njishe, kwamba nshane, nkensangalite. Njishe, Njishe, mulaga my story shako. Njishe, Njishe. Eyes that have seen more pain than the world has turned, but they shine with love, and I am lost. Living and gone, breathe inside this smoke-stained room. Bowl is burned, magic is spun into the orchards that I can roam freely, know where I've come from. Wander and lose myself freely, know where I'm heading. Orchards that I can roam freely, know where I've come from. Wandering, lose all together. Njishe, Njishe, wakuimba lwiimbo lwako. Njishe, kwamba nshane, nkensangalite. Njishe, Njishe, mulaga my story shako. Njishe, 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 wakuimba lwiimbo lwako. Njishe, kwamba nshane, nkensangalite. Njishe, Njishe, mulaga my story shako. Njishe, Njishe, vachembele. Njishe, vachembele. Iyo hiye, vachembele. Njishe, vachembele. Njishe, vachembele. Iyo hiye, vachembele. Njishe. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for all the lenje that's in the room.
Oh, and thank you so much for everything you've just brought to all of us in this room. And yeah, Namvula, there are some days that are just so peaceful, and you've just brought one of them and dropped it right here. I don't know, at our feet, in our hearts, in our homes. And so thank you so much for sharing space with us again. Whew. All right, everybody, let's all take a deep breath for all the things that are happening in the world and all the things we need to do to try to contribute to the betterment thereof. And I want to thank everybody again for joining us here in today's Daily Antidote of Song. It's a great week. Probably by hook or by crook, we're going to be singing about unity all week long because I think it's just center in everybody's mind right now. So I'm looking forward to having you all back here with us tomorrow. Let's all thank Namvula again for a beautiful, beautiful song and a beautiful day. Let's take a quick moment before we do say goodbye to talk about who we're singing with for the rest of the week. So we have Kate Clifford singing with us tomorrow, and Kate is brand new to us in the room. Glad to be meeting someone new. Shruti is going to be bringing us some Shruti magic on November 14. Liz Ikamba coming in from the UK on the 15th. Dr. Kim Harris, and then Lisa Dosher on the 17th. So please join us all week long. Let's just keep this thing going, shall we? I hear there's a few more days after 1681 that I hear we could still achieve, so why don't we try it? All right, everybody, please wave to Namvula, coming in from Oxford, UK, bringing us a beautiful song. Thank you so much, Namvula. Blessings to you and to your whole family and those beautiful little boys. And let's also notch one up for getting through a day without any interruptions from any beautiful little boys. How do you like that one?
I know. They have been exiled to a different room.
Well, I bet they're all ready for some mommy hugs. So thanks for being here. I hope you can go spend some more time with them in your beautiful, not so bright and sunny universe right now. And we're glad to have you. Hope to see you again soon. Thanks again to Nick in DC for running tech for us today. Really appreciate it. Nick is our intern, and we're glad to have him. Ariana, thanks for coming in from Los Angeles and running tech for us also today. Arlene in Berkeley, California, Hoda in British Columbia, Deborah in Kentucky, Dory and Ollie in Rhode Island, Susan in Cincinnati, Ohio, Sue in Seattle, Neil in Boston, Massachusetts, Kathleen coming in from Albuquerque, New Mexico, Mabel and Bob and Bears coming in from Massachusetts. There's a lot of energy over in that square. They clearly have not heard about winter over there. They're like still doing like the spring dance. Bonnie in Boise, Idaho, Phil and Shizuka coming in from Totnes, UK. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Annette in California, Laris in the UK. I think I saw Athena in Brooklyn, also reminding us that it is today, day 1683. I think I might have said one. So thank you, Athena, for the reminder. Pauline and William coming in from Newcastle, UK. Thank you so much for being here, both of you. Nice to see you. Diane coming in from Coamo, Puerto Rico. Thank you so much for being here. Great to see you. Cricket, and Diane is looking really sunshiny today, but there's a really good chance that Diane is actually living in sunshine today. So yeah, see that nod, that little guilty nod. Cricket in Maryland, thank you so much. Sheila in Florida, Caroline in DC, Deli in Maryland, Jane in Texas, Gary in Massachusetts. And let's see who's on page 2 still to say goodbye to. How about Storm in Massachusetts, Ann in Silver Spring, Aloysius in Massachusetts, Fred in Maryland, Nancy in Washington State. There's some curly tops. I see Willard, Leanna, and I think Alice May. Thanks so much, gang, for being with us today. Kat in Vermont with a heart on her screen, Carol in Connecticut, and Kevin in DC. Thanks again so much, everybody. Can't wait to see you all tomorrow. Lots of love. Meet us right here tomorrow on the Daily Antidote. Thanks so much, gang. See you all tomorrow. Ariana, thanks for doing video editing. And Nick, I think we're going to meet right now and chat about intern projects. And everybody else, we'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks again for being here. Phil and Shizuka, great to see you guys together in a place that does look a little dark and UK-ish, but is all lit up with little beautiful white lights, which is awesome. Yeah. And I'm not sure what Shizuka's holding up. She's either about to, yeah, I was going to say about to carve Phil's hair, give him a little haircut, or, yeah, I don't know. All right, have fun, you guys. Phil, we'll see you tomorrow, maybe with a little less hair. Who knows? Bye, you guys. Lots of love. Bye, Pauline and William. by Storm, by Deli, by Aloysius. We're going to go ahead and help out a few folks who like a little bit of help rolling out of the room. And Bob and Mabel, I'd love to meet with you guys soon if you've got some time. And let's see, is Lynn still here? No, but also Cricket, lots of love. See you soon. Thanks for bringing your beautiful friend from Kenya yesterday. That was pretty amazing, and I hope she comes back in again on screen. She said she's been listening to us for a really long time, but doesn't usually ever come into the Zoom, I guess, and or turn her camera on. So that was lovely. Thank you, Cricket, and hope to see you soon around town. Bye. Okay, Ariana and Nick. So I don't know if you guys have actually met. Like, hello, say hi to
Live streaming.